So this is going to be an absolute shit show. Caleb took a nap, and Mark and I spent way too much time at a 5-card poker table. So this is on the wrong lead, some sort. We're very orange right now, so I'm going to try and fix that at some point. But yeah. So let's talk about Caleb for a second. So we were at the NHC room for Last Chance, First Chance, and unfortunately, fortunately, they had 4 Roses single barrel and 4 Roses small batch select, and we had a lot of drink tickets. So you combine those two things, and that equals Caleb net. So yeah, I mean, the dude's asleep. He's on his way over here. I don't know when he's going to make it here. I hear Mark typing away, so I'm guessing he's in chat. Let me load chat up, because this is just like, we literally just set this jank up. But
I don't think we have anything to cover either. I think this is just one of those like, hey, let's BS and talk about horse racing.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to just kind of talk a little bit about this tournament, about tournament play in general, about kind of what we've been doing in Vegas. And for those of you guys who are watching, just let us know how the volume is. I literally ran up here and hooked this thing up like immediately.
We started setting this up about 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So
volumes are off or anything, just let us know. Can you make sure you let us you hear both of us? But yeah. Mark, I'm gonna flip these lights on here. See maybe if this makes things any better. Let's maybe.
You're shutting.
I'm shutting the blinds because we're in the Luxor. I'm staying at the Luxor here. Got a pyramid room.
It is less orange.
It is less orange. Let me turn the lights on. Let's see what that does.
Oh, quality went up. Oh, look at this. Look at the production value. All of the production value here. Oh yeah, we're both. A bunch of us decided to stay in the Luxor purely for the fact that. I'm too far away from the mic. Sorry about that, John. I'm actually really close. I think Josh might not.
That's not omnidirectional, right?
He's on that. The round is on here, right?
Yeah.
Let me double check it. Yeah, no, we're staying at the Luxor because I think all 3 of us, Gary Clamps included, all have a lot of points with MGM. So free is the way to go. And we decided that the free rooms, and we give a new place on the Strip a try. I've never been here. Josh has, and I will say I'm quite impressed. I mean, I know Luxor has sort of lost its luster. It was sort of a really trendy place to stay. I don't know, 20 years ago, and it's a little dated, but honestly, the rooms are nice and big. Decor is fine. I'm not spending a ton of time in my hotel room, so it's not a bad gig. I was very impressed.
Yeah. Now obviously the microphone is in view here. So I just have a Yeti here, omnidirectional. So hopefully you guys can hear us. I'm trying to project my voice a little bit. So yeah. So it looks like John says it's better. So that's good. Also, like I said, I'm about 5 drinks in, and obviously I brought this nice bottle of barrel here. So Mark, I'm gonna pour you a little bit of bourbon here.
Do you have any ice?
You want ice?
You
are such a picky motherfucker. All right, guys, we're gonna put this on hold while I go get ice for Princess over here. So
no, I can survive.
No, I got you.
You got me? You sure? Okay. If you're listening to Josh and you're going, well, Josh sounds a little bit off. He sounds a little bit like he had a rough day. That like cards may not all aligned. I think about, let's say, 3 hours into the contest, Josh was sitting in second place overall. We're all looking at the board going, oh shit, Josh is going to get himself into the NHC. We're like, damn. And then the bombs started coming in, and the board completely imploded. And when all was said and done, it got pretty ugly, and I feel bad for Josh. It was I think
I feel bad for Josh too.
Yeah, we all feel bad for Josh. I think the approach was solid. I think I don't know how well. You picked a lot of Josh horses, and I mean that in a good way. You picked a lot of horses that were probably uncovered by most of the, by most of other players, and you picked horses that you look at them and you go, yeah, that's a Josh horse, definitely a Josh horse, and I feel bad for you, man. I'm sorry, it sucks.
So, Mark, your job is to highlight chat. So if you see anything interesting in chat, unfortunately, right now I have my computer basically as far away as possible from me because Mark. We need to get this camera set at a good angle here. John Massey, I already see, does not feel bad for Josh, but it's in my nature to feel for other sentient beings. Yeah. No, it was just one of those things where I left myself in a good spot. I had 2 mandatories left, and there were bombs in both the mandatories. I went with bombs in both of them, but I went with the wrong bombs. So, I mean, what are you going to do? I left myself in a good spot. Honestly, I had a great time. Honestly, the experience I had at Last Chance, First Chance last year was the whole reason I wanted to come back.
Yeah.
It's a fun time playing. It's a fun time playing, and I've heard from other people who have been to many of these that the staff has not always, or I don't want to say the staff, but the setup hasn't always been as good as it is now, but. Honestly, I was going up. I was making $20 win bets in cash every once in a while. I was tipping the tellers, and they were giving me They were giving me 2 drink tickets each time I went up. So I drank for free the whole day. I broke basically even on my cash plays. I lost at I lost the tournament obviously, so I lost that buy-in. But I've basically been on my quote-unquote first day's bankroll for 2 days now. We'll see if that continues through the night because I saw Mark sitting down at the 5-card poker table, and I decided, hey, let me sit down. And I proceeded to bleed off about $350 about 10 minutes before this stream. So
it was a 3-card poker table. But I mean, it gets confusing. I get it. But you weren't running great at 3-card either. The thing is, it's annoying is how they do it out. Josh sits down, and about 5 minutes later, a guy sits down to his right, and that guy proceeds to hit in about a 10 or 15 minute time frame, like 6 sets and a couple of full houses, and I'm like, Josh, those all should have been your cards, and Josh should have been on a pretty epic 3-card heater. That also didn't.
Also, you guys are talking about popping. Not Mike Captain, but Mark Captain has a glass with ice very close to the microphone.
Oh.
Shaking it.
If this is what you're hearing, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mark, get that fucking glass away from the microphone. Was that the popping you guys were hearing? This is ridiculous.
I've played blackjack. Blackjack is okay, Nick. I tend to.
I literally told Mark he had one job, which was to highlight chat. And he's
not
I'm fucking doing
failing
it.
fucking
He's not
miserably.
doing it.
I'm
This
the
is fucking
worst.
ridiculous, dude. This is why.
No, it's not the drink. It's not the drink. So for once, it wasn't my fault.
It's electrical.
Oh. Oh, really?
It's still popping. All right, let me take a look here.
Can you bypass the hub, Josh? Make sure your mic is set right too.
What do you mean set right?
Well, you make sure you're using the mic, that mic, not your computer mic.
Audio, Yeti stereo microphone.
Cool. That's all I'm checking. Staticky. Fine until Josh got to get Mark Ice. So it's all my fault again.
Yeah. Is this any better?
Yeah. Well,
I adjusted a couple of settings here, so we'll see if it's any better. Staticky. If not, I'll just plug it back in.
He posted that before he adjusted the staticky.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Oh, better.
Seems better now. Okay.
Excellent. Good.
I had to turn a couple settings on. That's fine. We'll see. We'll see what happens here, but yeah, we've had a good time. We're also stalling for Caleb. Caleb was asleep, so
he's somewhere between what?
Planet Hollywood and here. Yeah.
Here, and we have to get him up here somehow, and he doesn't have a card, so creative things will need to happen. Oh, problem solved. Road Warrior said you fixed the thing. Josh IT's to the savior once again.
I just flipped the switch.
Yeah,
that's all I did.
That's good.
I'll drink to that.
But no, I will say though, Josh, after he connected a couple, we're all sitting at the table going, because like I was sitting next to Brian Duransky, and we were both of us were kind of having hushed conversations because you don't want to get too excited, but like, oh shit, Josh is playing real well. He's it looks like he's just got a good system. He's got a good plan. Of course, it was normal Josh handicapping, so but also the one thing that if anybody knows Sheldon, if you've ever met him before, Sheldon at one point went, sometimes Josh, you and I do things way too similarly, because I think Sheldon is in NHC. He got himself a seat. But he was talking about the fact that he's done 0 handicapping as of like an hour ago, and he was going to go back to his room and take a nap, and I don't think any handicapping's happening. So we'll see. But it's live, Nick. So I guess if you're not familiar with First Chance, Last Chance, it's an interesting format. It's a little bit of NHC, and it's a little bit of a little bit of a classic. A little bit of that. Why is it doing it that way?
Oh, that's me.
Oh, is that you?
That's my fault. Yeah,
okay.
I grabbed the mouse.
Okay, cool. So the I think Shu's taking a nap, Steven. The format is there are 4 mandatory races that you have to play, and then you can play. You could have played the first 7 races at Santa Anita, every race at Hawthorne, Gulfstream, Oaklawn, or Fairgrounds. And of those, you had 7 optionals. So it's 4 mandatories that you have to play, and then you can pick any other race to play for those 7 optionals. And I think we all kind of were targeting our strong suits. I was trying to play towards, I obviously played all the optionals. Played all the mandatories, and then I was playing the game of trying to find. I basically almost exclusively targeted Oaklawn because it was sloppy, and John asking the real questions here. Oaklawn was the only sloppy track today, but I was playing towards Oaklawn, thinking I'd get some prices. Those are conditions that I do well at, and I do well in those conditions. On off tracks at Oaklawn. It seems to be how I do well there. But I just was not able to connect. I think I had 3 or I did not have a winner on the day. I had 3 or 4 prices that all ran second. I think I put up like $42, $45, that kind of a range. I think the winner was at $150, but I think you only needed a little bit over $100 to get yourself a NHC seat. So,
yeah, it was funny because that was basically what I think Sheldon kind of had said beforehand, is that your target was about between like 110, 120.
Yeah.
And that was a solid target. I ended up with like $70, somewhere around there, I think.
There's a little bit of a conversation, too, when you're talking targets, specifically in First Chance, Last Chance, it's because are you more interested in just, if you're somebody who doesn't have an NHC seat, you have the mindset of, I just care about, I think they gave out 26, 24, something like that, NHC seats. And a lot of the people that were up top on the board already were at least single qualified.
Yeah.
So you're playing the game of, I probably only need to finish, let's say, top 40 or 50. They had an all-time record number of entrants. I think they had 700 and something entries. But you're in that mindset of, if I finish top 50 here, I get myself an NHC seat, and that's what I was looking for. Then you had somebody like a Brian Duransky, or Sheldon. Both of those guys, they both already had a seat. So both of them are thinking, I want to win this, because they only give cash out, I think, the top 3. And it's a big chunk of cash. I think top
50 grand.
It's about 50 grand for first place. And Brad highlighting it. Brad, I think how it worked was it was the top 26 that did not have a seat got a seat. And then there was another 6 or 8 that go and roll to next year's seat. So there's people that are already 2024 NHC qualified based on playing the First Chance, Last Chance. Because there's people that play this every year, and so for them, they enter it just because, hey, I want to try to 2024 qualify. That's the mindset. And it all depends. But I think it was 26 seats and then another 6 or 8 for next year. Top 3 got cash. So I mean, good tournament. It's an interesting structure. It's not the type of structure I personally do best at. I tend to do better with all Mando tournaments. I think that's what fits my style more. I get a little bit of paralysis by overanalysis when I look at a tournament like this. I'm looking and saying, geez, I have 4 tracks that I'm getting, I have 40 or 45 races I can choose from. How do I, what's sort of that best best tracks, best races to pick. I'm also not a big bomb player. Josh is much more comfortable playing big prices than I am. So it's all how do you structure around it. And yeah, Nick, no, I mean, good luck trying to get into NHC. And I guess it's all how you kind of look at things with NHC. For me, and again, personal opinion, NHC to me is something that I'd love to play in it once to say I played in it, but I really don't care. You see things when you watch a lot of NHC tournaments, when you're out here a few times, and you're like, oh, that just rubs me the wrong way. There is one member who is an NHC Hall of Fame member, and she'll be sitting there, and her grandmother's sitting at the table, and her great aunt are sitting at the table, and they're all double qualified. And there's, she's got a table with, 8 or 10 people at it who all have double qualifiers, but they all just sit there and her grandmother's sitting there knitting a scarf all day and never moves. And you're like, okay, it's obviously that you're playing the game and seeing how many entries. And it just, that kind of stuff kind of rubs you the wrong way. To me, though, BCBC is the tournament to get in, especially if you like the Breeders' Cup races, which I tend to, just because it's real cash. And you get yourself a seat, and you spin it up to whatever you can, or you can also play games. Hey, geez, I played a $56 feeder into a qualifier, got into a BCBCC, and I now have $7,500 that I can fire, and I'm just gonna min bet all of them, show bets or something, my Mandos qualify so that I officially played, and it'll take my $6 or $8 grand and go home. So there's BCBC has a sort of cool narrative being live cash. And also, if you can link one or two things together, then you can fire that kind of big bomb or that big, things where I was looking at playing BCBC a couple years ago, and you're playing that game up. Okay, I'm thinking this spot I'm going to play $1,000 exacta, and and I was looking at $1,000 exacta box, which is just a mental fuckery of I've never played anything that big, but that's the wager I need to play here to get the best outcome. So it's
fun. Stephen pointing it out perfectly. Mark likes this BCBC because a $90,000 chalk bet is what won it.
Yeah,
and that's what he does.
Well, but also he got himself in a spot to have $90 grand to fire at that chalk, right?
Yeah,
so everybody bitches about he played this big win bet on a 5. Well,
all right, but here's the thing, right? So the thing with Mythical is, and what you have to understand is they quote unquote limit the entries, right? So you're only supposed to have 2. People obviously have more than that, or influence additional entries over that, we'll say. But I don't know, when I saw Ed DeRosa kind of posted something about people thinking that it doesn't have an advantage or crazy, and there is an advantage, but you also have to know how to play that advantage, because the thing is that and I've thought about this numerous times. I don't like playing with 2 entries because I'm always afraid, right? I'm gonna get a bomb on one entry, not have it on the other, but maybe on the other one I connect on a couple of mid prices that if I connected with the bomb, the more entries you have, obviously the more permutations you have. It's the same with daily fantasy. If you have if you have a core lineup and then you kind of just play variations on it, I get it. I just feel, I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit different with horse racing, especially with live, with optionals. I mean, there's definitely a lot more, I don't know if variance is the right word I'm looking for, but there's just so much more, there's so many more choices.
There's extra layers there, because if you're playing an All-Mando, you have to play a certain set of races. I'm going to play every race on the Gulfstream card, that's the tournament. It does take some sort of level of variance out of it. When you have all those extra races and that extra choice, it does level up the variance. So,
yeah, I mean, honestly, my biggest issue with NHC is the takeout, right? So I am very much, I spend as little as possible on it, right? Maybe I'll throw probably about $1,000 at it to try and qualify in, right? But I think it's just very important to note, if you go and look through the financials or whatever they posted, if you win a seat through a live money contest like the Grade 1 Gamble, for example, they value that seat somewhere between $4,000 and $6,000. I forgot the exact number, Whereas if you win it through horse tourneys or horse players, it's $10,000.
Yeah.
So winning it through a live money contest is fine. I will say that Hawthorne has, and they were part of the NHC. I met a bunch of the people from Hawthorne who I already know. They're very good people. I love what they do at Hawthorne. They have zero vig contests, live money, where you can win a seat. You play any bet. You just come, you put your $300 bankroll through them, and whoever has the highest amount afterwards, you can play pick fives, pick fours, whatever.
Yeah.
The only thing that they ask is that the only issue is you have to either be on track or at one of their OTBs. So, I think that's the best way to qualify for something like this. Grade 1 gamble. Hey, if you finish 4th or 5th or 6th or whatever, and all the BCBC seats are gone, I think it's a nice consolation prize because they value it, I think, appropriately versus the online stuff.
Yeah.
Not to say that I don't fucking toss money in at the $56 qualifiers to get to the $500 ones, but yeah, you got to pick and choose, right? But for a lot of people, they don't care, right? This is a vacation for them. And I mean, it's a vacation for us.
Yeah.
But I also fucking love Vegas. I have comps in Vegas. Like, for me, I paid the entry fee. I got some bankroll, and I paid for a flight. Hotel, everything else is going to be paid for. I'm not going to sweat it too much, but it's definitely not a positive EV. I see you have what do you have highlighted there?
I got Nick's comment up here. Because Nick was talking about qualifying and talking about this idea of if you have multiple entries. There was a point in time today where the top 3 places in the leaderboard were one person's 1, 2, and 5 ticket. So I think you could buy it's a $500 buy-in for first chance, last chance, and I think this guy probably had 6 bullets, which I think is the most you can have, and he was first, second, and third with all 3 of them over $100. So you get people like that who they're playing the game of, okay, I'm going to cap these races, and I have 2 or 3 races that I'm going to have that horse on every ticket. And I guess if you're doing 6, you could do, you could pick 4 races and 2 and 2, and or whatever into your 3 tickets. But this guy obviously got 2 prices home on all 3 of those tickets, and the total amount was slightly different. So the idea is you almost build it like you would A, B, and C. Okay, I need certain prices, so my A's are going to be on every ticket, and then I'm going to spread those B's and C's out and try to link that price A I like, or the couple of price A's I like, with some other horses, and kind of round it up. So
I see Steven's comment here, where he says can I note that the youngest member of On the Wrong Lead's the one who's taking a nap. Interestingly, he was the one who was kind of like, Jess just texted me.
Oh no.
Caleb's trying to find you guys at the Luxor. You want to go downstairs and find them?
Oh my god, I need your key though.
Yeah, I'll give you a key.
All right, and message me your room number so that I can get back in. I don't want to say it publicly because I don't want somebody just randomly showing up at your room.
Dude, I will read the text that. That's my NHC. There you go. That's it. You can see when you walk out.
Okay, cool. Let me grab a pencil right in the back.
Yeah, bring your drink too, because you might need to. You want me to give you a drink for Caleb too?
Yes, please. He'll need it.
Yeah. Basically, Jess just texted me that Caleb is drunk and lost in the Luxor, which I love. I fucking love. So hold on a second. I'll figure out Caleb a drink.
Get lost in the Luxor. It's beautiful. That's all you're giving him?
That'll last until he gets up here, all right? Caleb is drunk, lost in the Luxor. Let me message Jess back. That's so funny. She just called me. That's so funny. don't even know if you found me on Facebook. That's so funny. Oh. Yeah, we are at the Luxor, Ida. That is why that's why the windows are all slanted and making you look dizzy. That's so funny. Oh my God. Let me pull up the message here from Hi Josh, this is Jessica. Caleb's trying to find you guys at the Luxor. He's had a little bit to drink, and I just want to make sure he gets to you guys. Please call me as soon as you get this message. Oh, here. Let me call Jess real quick. Let me put this on speakerphone.
Hello.
Hey Jess, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm having a good time. Just sitting in my hotel room. Apparently, I sent Mark down to go get Caleb. Did he call? He called you? Why didn't he call me?
I've been navigating him the whole way there.
My goodness.
From Chicago, so he is really, really feeling it. Let's just say, and I told him to stay put, but he's not staying put. He said he's by some Titanic and.
Oh my goodness.
The museum. So I really would like if someone could call me, if not him, to let me know that you guys have found him.
Yeah,
I'll call him back and make sure he stays put.
Yes, I will. I will text you back because right now Mark and I are recording our show. So,
shoot. Okay,
so, but I sent Mark downstairs. So he is going to get him, and I will text you as soon as I know that I see him walking in through the room. Okay.
Okay, can you do me one more favor if you have the time? Can you text me Mark's number?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, bye.
Good luck.
Bye. Poor Caleb. Poor Caleb. He's lost in the Luxor. Uncle Sully says Steve and I can take over the show. I don't know if you guys want Steven to take over the show because if you guys think Mark picks a lot of chalk, let me tell you a little about Stephen Fox. Let me tell you a little about Dragon Calls. No, but PDT asking what I'm drinking. I actually have a barrel, 8-year single barrel. So it's pretty good. Title of this episode: Are you being overserved? That's actually a really good episode. A really good name for an episode. I'm not overserved. I'm actually feeling pretty good. I really don't think Caleb's that drunk and that lost. I just think Jess is being a little overprotective. But let me text her. What the heck? Facebook Messenger. Oh, I can just do this. I know dead air is like fucking really great for YouTube here, but let me. Utilities, contacts, Mark. Oh, okay. Mark finally found Caleb. Jess just texted me. That's so funny. I hope my wife is watching this because my wife would just crack up at the fact, like, she would be like, I don't care, he can get lost in Vegas. But Stephen Fox thinking that that PDT is in Vegas. No, he's not, unfortunately. Yeah, there we go. Everyone else is hammered. Exactly. Everyone is hammered right now. I'm enjoying my bourbon here. I believe we brought I don't know. We brought so much bourbon here, it's ridiculous. We have a ton of bourbon here. Yeah. So Nick brings up a really good point, and I recorded. Well, actually, I don't know if I recorded this part, and I've been doing some vlog stuff. But yeah, with Luxor, I've stayed here numerous times, but I've always stayed in the tower rooms, right, which are off to the side, and it's real straightforward. You go and you get in the elevator. You go to it, super straightforward. At Luxor, when you stay in the pyramid, first of all, it's not an elevator; it's an inclinator. Super slow, real jerky, jerks you fucking around sideways. And every floor, there's 4 different inclinators, and they all go to different floors. So, there's a chance that you could literally be, I don't know, almost a fucking quarter-mile walk. I don't know. It's a really far walk to get down to the other end on the opposite side of where the elevator is. When we first got here, we played disc golf on Wednesday, but I had left all my stuff in Mark's room because my room wasn't ready. And we get back, my room's ready, I grab my stuff, and Mark's like, oh, just go up to the other side, I'm sure there's another inclinator. There was not. I fucking had to make a whole lap around the entire fucking Luxor 15th floor or whatever, and to realize there's only one elevator that goes to that floor. And yeah, it was just incredible. It was just ridiculous. I told Mark, I'm like, yeah, I'll see you downstairs in 15, 20 minutes. It took me 15, 20 minutes to get to my room because I made that walk. Then I had to take the elevator down and then back up to my room. So it was ridiculous. Is this the loser stream? It absolutely is. I am the big loser. I was in first or second for a couple of races, but yeah, it was not. It did not turn out great for me here. So. But I now have Jess's number in my phone, which I believe may be valuable later going on. So this is important to have. Imagine someone logging onto the stream for the first time and they start watching. You know what? I like to think that most of our streams are like jazz, right? This is just, it's kind of weird. Is Caleb drowning his... Oh, my goodness. WVU. Is Caleb drowning his sorrows in Four Roses after WVU lost to Kansas this afternoon? I hate Kansas. He hates Kansas, too. He hates Kansas. And interestingly, at some point, I think he said Kansas never loses at home. But then I was like, wait, aren't they playing in Vegas, or aren't they playing in a neutral site, or is their tournament not at a neutral site? Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. That was kind of like, okay. He's here. He's here. He's here. There he is. And he drank. And he drank his entire bourbon. There's more bourbon there for you. Oh, goodness gracious!
Don't you worry.
Did Mark tell you that Jess texted me?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
Just worried.
Yeah.
She's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, Las Vegas."
You'd like to know why Caleb was late, by the way?
Why?
He decided to walk here.
I mean, I walked from here.
25 minutes if you don't get lost.
Yeah.
Or in my world, like 40 minutes.
Okay. Did you get lost?
Yeah,
You got lost.
Oh,
All right.
he was so lost.
All right.
I had to call him like 3 times.
Caleb is now drinking from the bottle, so this is a good start. I guess I will not drink
It's
from the
good.
bottle, but
That's good.
I got my nice big pour here. Caleb is doing laps now.
What are we doing?
Well, we're streaming right now. We are. Russ is saying, wait, this isn't the ITP versus Mike Joyce Yo Mama showdown. No, that is not. That is on Twitter Spaces
You
right
said
now. That was Russ.
that?
Russ said that. No.
It's a good room. It's a good room.
It is.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
nice
a
room.
nice
Yeah, right.
room.
It's a nice room.
It's really far, but
It is very far. What did you?
I don't know if I came really fast away.
No.
I'm going to assume he probably didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Caleb is getting himself accommodated here. We're getting ourselves comfortable.
Angled walls.
Yeah, we do have the angle.
Yeah, you get the weird window. You see in the window, right?
Ida actually said it was giving her.
Flashbacks.
It wasn't giving her flashbacks. It was giving her like. She's like my depth perception is like.
Oh yeah,
fired
it's
up.
weird. Yeah, because the
Yeah.
camera's actually like straight at us. It's just the ceiling's behind us is coming that away.
Dude, Sean says that one's being moderated by Jason Beam. If Jason Beam is moderating a Twitter space, that's pretty funny. That's the Uncle Bill Nico. Apparently they have Mike Joyce coming up. Yep. You crushed the cup I gave you. You see the crushed cup?
I came in with.
Yeah, that's the one I gave you.
That would be it.
There should be another one there.
All right, Caleb found the cups.
Did you win tonight?
No, so we'll recap you. I sat down at Craps and lost $250. Then sat down with this fool at 3-card poker and lost another $300. So
Literally, all I know about 3-card poker is that you play Queen 6-4 and you fold if you lose.
Basically,
That's all I
yeah,
know.
yeah. Queen, you're looking for at least a queen because the dealer needs a queen to qualify. I mean,
really important. Any word from Chase after Vic got canned? Apparently, Vic has got fired. He said he's
what?
no longer with Oak Lawn.
Really?
Yes, he is no longer with Oak Lawn.
Of all things to get fired for, imagine that being the
Hey,
reason.
they didn't say that the reason
what did he
got
end up
fired
actually
for.
getting fired for?
They didn't say why he got fired. But
Yeah.
let's just say that there were some masturbation tweets that got sent out a couple of days before he had to take a leave of absence.
Wow.
Where's Gary?
What?
Where's Gary?
Gary?
Gary
he's playing craps, I
is
think.
playing craps downstairs.
Are we on stream?
Yeah.
We are on stream, yes. Well, you're kind of not on stream. You're kind of off stream here.
Are we being recorded?
We are being recorded.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. No, Gary's unwinding, playing some craps. He was up big last night at craps.
Yeah. After
yeah.
you left, because what were you mushing the shit out of him, or what happened?
No, I wasn't playing craps. He ended up over. He left the 3-card I was at, and as soon as he left, the table got hot, and no correlation. Correlation isn't causation. And he ended up going over to a craps table, and apparently there was just some maniac throwing the dice, and he ran up a couple grand. So he was having a good night.
There was a maniac at my craps table throwing the dice, but then I realized I was sitting at one of those like single player craps,
Yeah.
and the maniac was me.
Oh.
And by maniac, I meant every time there was like $80 on a table, he rolled a 7.
Oh. That's a skill.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's not a good skill.
No, it's not a good
No,
skill.
it's not a
but
great skill,
yeah,
but it is
yeah,
a skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kept on pressing, and I was just like, yeah, it didn't work
We'll
out for
have
me.
that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, Uncle Sully said, what do you say?
Yeah, that's a fairly. I mean, Vic is a unique individual. Let's put it that way.
Is Caleb deep into the soy sauce? People are asking.
People want to know.
People want to know if Caleb is deep into the soy sauce.
He is. He's quite deep into the soy sauce.
I've had 0 soy sauce tonight.
Yeah. You should have had 2 slices of pizza instead of that stromboli.
0. Where it is? Where is it?
There you go.
Yeah.
0 soy sauce. There you go.
People want to know.
Yeah. Craps is great.
Yeah.
Intro to Vegas, play pass line and back up odds. Honestly, I was doing pretty good until Caleb showed me that you could just bet numbers, and so I just started fucking betting numbers, and that.
Dude, I was killing it earlier.
I thought I was doing well too.
After I showered, before I came over here, I was crushing it.
Okay, Steven, but that there's a low bar there. I mean,
Steven say, "Oh, best looking hand of the game."
Yeah, but it's a low bar.
Hand? What kind of hand?
Your hand
physical,
that came into
your physical hand that was holding. Yeah.
Steven said you have a very pretty hand.
This is the hand of 8 CS per minute.
That's so funny.
What are we playing this weekend?
I don't know what. So
Just gonna be so mad.
yeah. So all of none of us qualified.
Nope.
So we got what? What's today? Today's Thursday.
Yeah.
So we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What are we gonna do this weekend?
I don't know.
We got dinner planned tomorrow.
I got a buddy
Mhm.
that runs the front door. This is on.
Yeah,
It is on. Yes,
It
it's
is
very
on,
much
yeah.
on.
At the casinos.
Okay.
And he said we could get in
Mhm.
with 4 people in the casino
Okay.
with a reasonable cover charge and a reasonable tip
Okay.
if we want to go to the casino.
Okay. We will discuss what the definition of this casino is. Yeah, I like racing wise. What's this weekend? Tampa Bay Derby.
That's it, yeah. It sucks.
The Tampa Bay Derby did not come up super strong.
That Trice horse.
What's
is in
our
there,
bet?
right?
What's our bet this weekend?
What do you mean? What's our bet?
You bet somebody from the gate. They would make the gate.
Oh no, it's not for this weekend. It's for
I mean,
the Derby.
you bet someone from the Tampa Bay Derby. Right?
No, I bet if somebody from the Holy Bull made it, you said no. And right now, Rocket Can, I believe, has enough points to get into the gate.
But he won't run.
I mean, he might not run,
But he won't
but
run.
hey, like,
Steven, this is how you get yourself muted in chat.
what do you say? Oh, is King G running? I hope so. I hope so.
One of us.
What do you think? What do you think is the? Let's roll back. What do you think is the worst call in On the Wrong Lead history? Do you think it's King Guillermo?
No.
No,
have we made
because
wor-
I mean, he was.
we've made worse calls than that?
No, we've
I mean,
made.
I
Oh,
haven't, but Mark has.
Oh, well, Mark definitely has.
I probably
but-
made worse calls than that today. Christ.
Yeah, but it's a Tuesday. It's a Wednesday.
So like I was talking
Thursday.
with Andrew, right? And so and I know we're going out on the Derby trail here,
Tonight.
tonight. But I was talking with Andrew, and Andrew said, so Andrew likes Forte. He thinks Forte is still
Everyone likes
the
Forte.
horse. Everyone likes Forte.
I
Right.
I
How
don't.
fucking square is that to
It's
be
a
like
square
to
shit
be
of
2
fuck.
months out and be like I like Forte, and I'm like, dude, come on, really? And Forte was the horse I said I'm the most against. At this point.
Because Steven brought it up. I will throw myself under the bus here. Best call of the day today was, I think, the first or second race at Oaklawn, where I was on the horse with the Tomlinsons, who I thought was going to get loose. And top of the stretch, horse pulls away to about 6 or an 8 length lead. I start fist bumping everybody at the table, getting all excited, and then the horse completely stopped and got nailed at the wire. I think that was my worst call of the day. If you want to talk about, yeah. So PDT saying Arabian Night is legit. Maybe. I don't know. I don't kind of trust that. I don't know. I think with Derby horses, and at least how I look at them, you have to wait a little while. You have to actually see, who's healthy 2 or 3 weeks out from their Derby, who's gone through all the preps, dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's, all of that stuff. I just think I know everybody wants to get their Derby horse and pick it 3 months ahead of time. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of horses that I don't think we've seen the best. I mean, quite honestly, of the horses I've seen so far that are Derby horses, I haven't really been that impressed with anybody.
I honestly, I said this on Drinking Champagne. If you haven't checked it out, check it out on YouTube or your favorite podcast app. I like Practical Move.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think that horse looked pretty professional last time out, beating all the other Yaffords. the pure yak teen
Yes.
beat all the efforts.
Yeah.
And I thought he looked pretty good. I know PDT put in chat that he likes was it Arabian Night, and Arabian Night won that. What was the? It wasn't the Southwest. What did he win?
Oh, whatever the prep for the
Yeah.
for the Arkansas Derby is.
But
whatever.
But he looked pretty good, so we'll see. We'll see how he kind of turns out.
I think the horse I've been most impressed at. What's the horse that won the Louisiana race?
That was my long shot pick, actually.
Yeah, it was mine as well.
Not Instant Coffee. The one he won the next one.
Yeah, it's a 3-part name, and I can't think of his name right now.
Who's the other Brad Cox horse that won?
The Cox says horse
the
that
Risen
won
Star.
the Risen. No, it was
Angel Empire?
Yeah, Angel of Empire.
Angel of Empire. Yeah.
Dude, look at this guy.
I know.
This guy's 3 sheets to the wind, and he's still
more than 3 sheets to a win.
Yeah,
He's
but I
just
know,
like all
but
the
he
sheets to the win right now.
He still knows his fucking horses. This is crazy.
Yeah, no, I think from
Got the boys in here right here
okay.
tonight.
There you go. Yeah.
No, I think for me, the thing with Angel of Empire is the figs came back terribly slow in the race. That race did not
7 buyer, like
Yeah, it was like an 87, which is just But if he can take it, into the whatever is it, Risen Star, the next one. If he can take
Louisiana Derby's next.
Louisiana Derby, he probably needs to move forward 10 points. And else, obviously the stretch out really helped him. Cox was on record saying, "Geez, I really didn't expect that out of him. I thought he needed a bit. I thought he was, still developing. So if he thinks he has a 3-year-old horse that's still developing, that might take a step forward, I think that's the horse I've seen. Extremely professional, lightly raced horse that I thought looked great. I mean, part of it's probably personal bias, which is I was on that horse, but I also think that I haven't really been impressed with anybody else. I mean, the New York races have been terrible. That's a historical thing. I haven't been really impressed with anybody out of the Florida races. I guess the BAF team, that whatever the.
Did you see Shu is here? Did you grab Shu?
Is
and
he
look
here?
He said, "What room are you guys in? You want me to go downstairs and wait a little bit till Caleb gets here?" Did you not see that?
I didn't see Shu.
You left Shu. You went and got Caleb. You left Shu.
Is he here?
Oh my goodness!
Maybe.
What? It's live.
It is live. Of course, it's live. No, let's see. Nick is saying lots of steam for Tapit Trice, who's running. He's running this week. Anyone like him? Lots of people saying this is their top Derby choice. What has he won? What did he win? What race did he win?
Aqueduct.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Look at if you're betting the Aqueduct horse. I wouldn't bet an Aqueduct horse with Mark's money. Yeah.
That hurts. That hurts right in my feelings.
Why? Because I take it back. If Mark gave me money, I would bet the Aqueduct horse, but still. PDT saying Caleb has said, "Are we streaming 12 times in 6 minutes?" I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration. I think it's only been 3. Okay, Shu thought we were at Valley. Shu is not downstairs. That's good.
Guy. No, I mean, I don't know, though. I still think...
Are we?
We live? Yes, we are live.
No, we're alive.
Okay, that's what I make sure.
Where's Brian?
Where's Brian? I have no idea. Brian went back. So, Brian, at a certain point, he was out of the tournament, and he decided to take about 30 milligrams of edibles. And then after that happened, he started picking up winners or place horses, and then he just disappeared after it. So I think he went back upstairs with Shu. So,
So 3 premium.
premium tails where? Here where? I'm very worried.
This goes no place well. This is all downhill from here.
3. You got 300?
Brian started using his alts. Special stream tomorrow with Shu. I don't know. I'll have to record something with Shu at some point. But yeah, I don't know. We didn't really have much planned for tonight. We just kind of wanted to, make sure we kept up with our Thursday night. we knew that we were going to be pretty much.
I think we were hoping we would be getting on and saying, "Oh, such and such qualified," or we would be talking about how Josh had a killer day and he made the money, or whatever. So, yeah, it just but it's like this thing. I mean, the one thing you get into is when you're talking first chance, last chance, I think they probably need to redo the structure on it.
Really,
as far as
it's a great contest.
Paying out just 3 though.
I mean,
it's really top heavy. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, if you're one of those people that runs real well, you want that big money. Sure.
So Nick is saying, I'll throw out a horse that I think is pretty good. Fantastic again for Ward. Wondering if he'll go Jet Derby or go to the Bluegrass.
If this was a 2-year-old race, I would be all about that. But Wes Ward is notorious for having these early blooming horses that then never develop 2 to 3, and they look really good at the start of the year, but by the time you get to the real racing, and also, when is the last time Wes Ward had a legitimate classic distance horse? I can't think of one in a very long time. Now, if this was a 6-furlong turf sprint, my God, I would be all about the Wes Ward horses, but it's just not.
Yeah, and Steven's saying that this is tournament world. Doesn't matter if it's DraftKings or horse tourneys.
You're right.
Always top heavy.
You're right, and everybody wants to say, "Oh, we gave a $50,000 payout to the top." I get it.
But yeah,
no, I mean, Nick, I wouldn't. To what I said before, I haven't seen any horse that I've been like, "Oh my God, this horse is Arabian Night." Sure, he looked very impressive. He had it all his own way, but he did what he was supposed to do, and I think there's something to be said for that. I just still think that there are a lot of other horses with upside that we haven't seen. This feels like a quote unquote a weak Derby class. I realize it's very early to be saying that, but I just haven't seen those horses that I haven't. In prior years, I've said like, oh, there's 4 or 5 horses that I think are really awesome. I'm struggling to find that right now. I'm thinking there's a couple of horses I've seen where I go, okay, I'm interested, but I want to see their next start. There's nobody here that I want to get a futures bet live to. I mean, albeit I think Derby futures are the dumbest wager ever, but I'm just not seeing it yet. So, but yeah, we'll see. It is March, and I guess when I say what horses haven't we seen, I probably should rephrase that. What I should say is that have we, what horse broke their maiden a month ago going 7 furlongs that then steps forward into a stakes and shows up and runs huge, runs a big figure, and suddenly they're in the forefront of the Derby picture. You're seeing a lot of trainers now not running, distance pedigreed horses at 2. They're waiting for 3 years old, and they'll go win a maiden special weight, and then they take a step forward. I know I was playing Gulfstream for a tournament, what was it, probably a week or 2 ago, and there was a race that was clearly carded as, hey, it's a 3-year-old stakes race going, I think, a mile, but it was, when you looked at the horses that were in it because of the conditions, it was set up to give a Florida Derby prep. And trainers realize now that, hey, if I go enter my horse in a Florida Derby, they run second, they make the starting gate for the Kentucky Derby, so why would I bother running them more when I don't need to? I need them to finish second in one of the 100-point, or probably even second in a 50-point prep. Gets me in the starting gate first Saturday in May, and then I take my shot. I think you're just seeing horses being run less, and I have a feeling that somebody has a very talented horse that we may have seen, but we may not have seen their best.
Caleb, what do you got to add to that?
I agree.
He agrees. Caleb agrees.
That's the first time he's ever agreed with me.
I mean, I think that tells you a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Gamble.
It is a gamble.
Let's go fucking D-Gen.
You want to go D-Gen? All right.
Yes.
Caleb's made the call. He wants to go D-Gen.
Let's go.
There you go. He's ready to go. So I think thank you guys for tuning in and just seeing the shit show of us trying to get this thing together in a hotel room. Obviously, catch us at onthewronglead.com, at wrong_lead on Twitter.
Ryan,
at BD Horseplayer for Mr. Brian Duransky.
Yep.
At Fake
Fake
Maven
Maven
for
for
Shoe. At Caleb WVU. It's a private account now for some fucking reason. I don't know. Like he's trying to hide something. You fixed it? Okay. But yeah. All right. We will. We'll catch you. We'll catch you guys later here, as Caleb has made his third masturbation gesture of the night.